Bullies tore the young teacher's shirt in the hallway. She drop-kicked their leader without warning. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. It started with whispers, then cruel jokes, but when the young substitute teacher walked past a group of senior boys, she didn't expect them to grab her from behind her shirt down the middle in front of an entire hallway. They thought she would freeze, cry, run. Instead, she spun around and, before anyone could blink, she launched a perfect drop kick that sent their ringleader flying into a row of lockers. The school went silent, though one knew her past, but they were about to learn the lesson of their lives. Watch. Until the end. Miss Vega had only been teaching for a few weeks. Fresh out of grad school, she was 25, passionate, and determined to change lives. She taught history, not just dates and facts, but stories of resistance, survival, and justice. The students at Braxton High, though, didn't care. To them, she was just the new girl. Pretty, soft-spoken, an easy target. At first, it was just snide comments from a group of senior boys in her fourth period class. Then it escalated. Chairs scraped loudly when she entered, books dropped on purpose, and phones held up to take photos when she bent to write on the board. She reported it. Nothing happened. The boys had powerful parents. One was the principal's nephew. So when they cornered her in the hallway one morning, and one of them yanked the back of her blouse, they thought she'd take it. They had no idea who they were dealing with. As the fabric tore, Miss Vega didn't scream. She felt the cold rush of humiliation, the heat of eyes on her, the sting of violation, but something deeper surged, a memory years of Brazilian jiu-jitsu training. Promised to herself never to be powerless again. She dropped her books. Pivoted. And in one fluid motion, she lifted her leg in a spinning drop kick. It landed squarely in the chest of Mason, the ringleader, sending him crashing into the locker so hard one dented inward. Gasps echoed. Phones flew up. The boys scattered. Miss Vega didn't say a word. She pulled her jacket from her bag, zipped it up, and walked straight to the primary office. The video had already gone viral by the time the principal came storming in. Red-faced and flustered. Thousands of views in under an hour. She assaulted a student. The principal barked, but then the emails started. Parents, teachers, and even former students defended her. Screenshots of harassment. Quiet janitor submitted hallway camera footage showing months of subtle abuse. Ms. Vega remained silent. She didn't need to defend herself. The truth was louder than any lie. And the boys? They were suspended pending investigation, but Mason, he'd need more than time off to recover. From the bruises, sure, but mainly from the humiliation of being dropped by someone half his size. In front of the whole school, 2 days later, a school board meeting convened. Dozens of people showed up, many in support of Ms. Vega. But then, something unexpected. A student stood up. Not a friend. Not someone who liked her, just a witness. I saw everything. They harassed her for weeks, she warned them. No one listened. What would you do if someone ripped your shirt before everyone? Silence filled the room. The board ruled that Ms. Vega acted in self-defense. No charges. No firing. Instead, the principal was placed on leave. And Ms. Vega? She got a full-time contract and a standing ovation at the next school assembly, because sometimes the best history lessons aren't in books. They're delivered in real time, with precision, courage, and a flying kick no one ever forgets. Ms. Vega never gloated. She returned to class the next day with the same calm presence, but now with respect. The hallway once filled with laughter at her expense. She was silent when she passed. Not out of fear, but she continued teaching the stories of freedom fighters, revolutionaries, and those who stood when no one else did. Now, her students listened because they'd seen it with their own eyes. She became more than a teacher. She was a symbol. Of strength, of dignity, of what happens when you dare to fight back. The question remains, what would the world look like if more people stood up, not with fists, but with resolve? Comment below. What city and country are you watching from? Let your story join the fight for respect. Take care.